Okay, let's keep rolling. Bears at Vikings. Open Vikings -4.5. Stayed. Total opened at 41. Almost all 40.5s. 40 just hit the board. Vikings are currently in the 6th seed in the NFC playoff race, and they'll get in if they can beat these Bears at home on Sunday. Now, Chicago sort of has something to play for as well. If on the off chance the 49ers beat the Rams, Bears will have a chance at the 2nd seed in the NFC and the first round bye. Robinson, doubtful. Bears are still in position for this first round bye, but it's starting to look like they will be resting starters. Aaron Lynch, elbow. Safety Eddie Jackson, ankle. They all missed practice this week and are not expected to play. When I first saw this line, I thought, man, I think the Bears can stay within 4.5. And the more I look at this game and the more questions surrounding the starters, I think the Vikings may be the play here. Why don't we start with you, Whale Capper? Bears at Vikings.
This one's really tough. And the Bears, Nagy and company, they are in a very, very difficult situation. Do you let the Vikings into the playoffs, and then face this team next week, knowing that they can rally around the motivation of this team is not scared. They disrespected us by, letting us into the playoffs. They want to play us, right? That's not a good situation to be in. Your alternative is you play hard, you get more beat up, you don't get a bye, and then you draw the white-hot Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Foles, whatever magic he has in his pocket. And that's not a great situation to be in. If I'm the Bears, I clearly want to play the Vikings, but I want to get in and out of this game without taking in injuries, without getting exhausted, without giving away any strategy or gamesmanship, but also without giving them some sort of a chip on their shoulder before you play them next week. It's going to be extremely interesting to see how they handle all this. My guess is that things aren't going to work out. Vikings defense is going to look good early, and they're going to be down at halftime, and then they're going to pack it in. That's kind of leans towards looking for a play on the Vikings here, but it's pretty weak confidence, and I would look for an under because this Vikings defense in Minnesota they smother teams. And a team like the Bears, if they're not going 100%, you could see something where they come out of here with 10-ish points. So this is a Vikings lean and an under lean in for me, but a lot of this is speculating on how the Bears are going to handle this, and I don't really know that I know that.
Yeah, very interesting. I like the breakdown. Tom Marino says Bears let Vikings win, then destroy them in the playoffs at home. Donnie Rightside, Bears at Vikings.
Yeah, I think whoever the Bears get, they're going to be able to win their first game at Soldier Field. I love my Philadelphia Eagles, but give Nick Foles a little bit of wind and freezing cold conditions. We've seen that play out, and it's not a pretty sight going against a nasty defense. So whether or not what happens, I don't think it matters. But let's get to the game and the point of what matters in this game. Minnesota Vikings are going to win this football game. Even if the Bears were playing full go, the Minnesota Vikings would still win this football game. Now you're going to have a little bit, which is very rare in the NFL, where you might get a free roll on the Minnesota Vikings. And you say, well, wait a minute. The Bears are saying they're starting. They're going to play their starters. Their top wide receiver is not even going to suit up for this football game. Lynch is out, and Eddie Jackson we already knew was going to be out. But here's the problem that you're going to have in this football game, because there's a really good scenario that you might actually be playing this football game the next week. So that special play that we've been working on with Tariq Cohen on 3rd and 4, are you rolling it out on this game that technically doesn't mean that much for you? Absolutely not. Are you dialing up nasty red zone plays to put them on tape for the very next week that you might play the same football team in this? No. But you know who is going to be dialing up their absolute best stuff? That's the Minnesota Vikings, because it's win or go home basically in this game. I mean, obviously, if the Eagles lose, it's not going to matter. But you're getting your full go effort out of the Minnesota Vikings in this game. You have contingency plans built in for the Chicago Bears that are saying, hey, we'll see what happens at the half. You're already out of this football game. Tell your employees we'll see what happens if you can go home early tomorrow. They already think they're going home early. So when you say, no, you guys got to stay the extra 2 hours and work a full day. Oh, man, I didn't even think we were going to be doing that. Are you playing Khalil Mack in the fourth quarter when the game might be wrapped up? Are you playing Tariq Cohen? Are you playing your starter, Mitchell Trubisky? No. Why would you expend all your energy in this football game only to play the same team next week? If you're really smart and really ahead of the curve at Nagy, you basically throw a layup here and say, hey, Minnesota, have at it. Run up and down the field on us. Maybe you lose a starter or two in this game and you're exhausted. We'll take our bye week this week and then smoke you at home next week. That's the way I would do it. But I know people say, well, wait a second. What happens if the Rams end up losing to the 49ers? Yes. Did you just hear what I said? The Rams aren't losing to the 49ers. So it's a very minimal edge that you're going to get in this game. Take your bye week now, play it smart, get some offensive efficiency in the first half, and take the second half off and let Minnesota burn some energy when you're going to club them in the head the very next week in Chicago in home. Don't worry about it. Minnesota by a touchdown or more here. It's not that hard. One team doesn't need this game and is already checking out saying, well, we'll keep an eye on the score. You already lost anyway. Minnesota wins this game regardless.
I think that's a great call. Also, Mikey D saying, is this another first half play perhaps? Would you prefer having the full game to take care of business because the Bears will rest players in the second half?
Yes, free roll. Yep, you might get a free roll. You might get a fourth quarter free of about 10 or 11 starters that are key. Wouldn't it be nice in the fourth quarter if the game's tied up 17-17 and there's no Khalil Mack, no Danny Trevathan, no Fuller at cornerback? It's a lot easier to score in that environment. Or how about on offense if you're trying to get a last stop and it's Chase Daniel out there handing off to the fourth string running back and no wide receivers? Come on. You might get a free roll in the NFL. It's so rare that it happens.
Oh, I think that's a great breakdown. The Vikings are a key to this week. I like it.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.